So in this next video, we're going to do a more real world situation where you'd have multiple apps running or recorded at the same time. And to do that, we're going to look at a different application. So we're going to keep our cars app running. And we're also going to look at what's called Lisa Bank. Okay. Now, Lisa Bank is a fictitious bank, obviously, but it's great because to me it simulates that real back end where I had one customer that was a bank. And every time they did a transaction, they had to pay for it, right? I think I said it before, but that's a great user story or use case for service virtualization to virtualize that backend so they don't get charged every time they use it. Well, the first thing we got to do is we've got, oh, and there's a thick client for this too. Now, to do the Lisa Bank, you got to go to, let me show you. There is a startup on the start menu, but if you also go into your files, and we go to, there's a thing in here called demo server, Lisa demo, and then just, I like to run this as administrator, but then just run it. And it's another command line that runs, okay? Now with saying that, then you get this. Now the first thing we're going to do is we've got to go through here. We're going to log in as an admin. So we're going to say admin. Give it a keyboard. If you remember at the beginning of these videos, I said these videos are a monster, right? So sometimes when I click, it takes a few minutes for the keyboard to actually pick up. Now, this Lisa Simpson is kind of be our use case. Now, I'm not going to fly through this one as much as possible because I want you to kind of grasp this one, okay? But if I go to Lisa, I can see Lisa here, and what we're going to do, we're going to add an account, and we're going to give her some money, okay? I'm going to give her $1,000. And we're going to put it in, we're going to call it checking. All right, that's all I've got to do. Oh, wait. One thing I want to make sure is if you look when I said add to account, it was under admin. I need to change it to Lisa. I'm sorry. Select user. See, I kind of did that too fast. And now we have our user here, Lisa. And we do checking. And this is all relative, but the reason I'm showing you is because, again, you have these apps. Might as well use them. Might as well figure out how to use this application correctly, right? Or not even correctly, just play with it. All right, so we added that. And so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back. We need to verify how much money Lisa has, though. So, well, no, I guess we're okay. Because we need money to play with, right? It's no fun if we don't have money. All right, so now we're going to log out. And what we're going to do is actually log in as Lisa. Log in. I think the password's go Lisa. Let's try that. What is the password? Give me 1 second to find that password. I thought it was go Lisa. All right, so we'll figure that one out shortly. I was trying to get through my notes to see if I could find it. But that's okay, because right now we don't really need to do much with this, but that kind of bugs me. I thought it was go Lisa. Maybe it's Lisa go. Let's try Lisa go, maybe. Nope. Go Lisa? Nope. Oh well, we'll figure it out when we figure it out. But now we can go back to our cars. Okay, so to do this, keep in mind what we did was just set up the whole give Lisa some money crap, right? That's just if you want to follow along, and hopefully I'm doing this good enough where you can. What I decided to do is just create a new project for this next one. Number one, it shows you how easy it is to create projects. And number two, it kind of helps keep things clean. So what we're going to do, now these projects you see in the background, they kind of what came out of the box with the install, and I don't even touch those, to be honest with you. I haven't looked at them in a long time. They're probably good enough for you to go through and look at, and I'm sure there's some documents online. But what are we doing here? Okay, so we're going to call this simulating, well, let's just say real world. How's that? There we go. Real world recordings. It's not really, but we're going to pretend, right? So we'll say okay. And we'll just say close. And I like to refresh, even though sometimes you don't. We have another product where you always have to refresh, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. I think it's TDM, Test Data Management. But the portal looks exactly the same, but you constantly have to hit refresh or it doesn't show up. So virtualization, what we can do is we can do a heading recording of the, well, we're going to start with the cars, and that one should be pretty simple. You should know what that one is. So we're going to say cars simulator recording. Okay. 24 hours of car site traffic. Okay, so it kind of makes sense, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to set this up to where it's just going to record all the traffic coming through. Okay, we're going to say next. And here for that one, where's my little cheat sheet? Bam. Let's see, we're going to grab this one. Oops, didn't grab it for some reason. Yeah, I know it's invalid. It's okay. Where's my page? I should have grabbed that. All right, now we're good there. Valid there. This is not good though. What I like to do is keep it consistent. So if I go back over here, and if I just grab this one real quick. Okay, and we're going to put it right here. Lock. We have no transactions. I like to start with the home page. So this is, we'll talk about this later. This is the enterprise piece of this. This is more of what you do for admin type stuff. But it is pretty cool because I can go into it and I can look at down here, click my registry. And in my registry, I can see my Lisa Bank is running and my car sites are running as well. Click show all, and I can see everything running here. So these are my cars, right? The inventory, the loan, the web, and the middle tier. And then of course, here's my Lisa Bank, which is pretty cool. So we're going to minimize this, and then I'm going to forget what I was doing. We're going to do some car transactions. So we're going to hit record. And we're going to go to the cars, and I meant to start on the home page, but it's fine. Home and search. And it should have gave us 2 transactions. We're good there. So we're not going to stop the recording. Okay, we're going to keep it recording. No. Okay, so yes, sorry. We need to close this one. Bam. And we're going to go create another one. Now this one we're going to call it Lisa Bank. Oops, Lisa Bank. B-A-N-K. Recording simulator. Okay. This is 24 hours of bank transactions. Okay, there we go. All right. So next, and now this one gets kind of tricky. So I know it's HTTP localhost 8080. Okay. And then we're good there. I need to grab this, unlock it, just in case there's a copy thing there. It kind of screws me up. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go and actually start the kiosk. Yep, cool. So I already started it. So to start the kiosk, what you do is you go to here. And we want to go in here, kiosk, and just run this bat file. Okay, there's our kiosk. So what we need to do now is we need to go change our settings to be that. Okay, and that's pretty much all we got to do. But now we need to capture some transactions. So we're going to move back over to our service virtualization. We're going to hit record. Everything should be good. It's recording. We're going to test it by hitting refresh. Notice we still have our screen, but I'm hoping over here we have one transaction, which means that we're now communicating with our kiosk machine, which is really cool if you think about it. So what we need to do is we're going to leave this running, okay? And then we're just going to go over to monitor and VSE. Now, what we did is we basically just created what I'd call shales, not really trying to catch your transactions. But if you notice now they're running. So it's really that simple. So now we got 2 recordings running on the same VSE. Okay. Now we can have more if we wanted, but we can just let these run all day. Pick up our transactions. Now, truthfully, that'd be a lot to go through, but it wouldn't hurt. And sorry about that. I had to take a drink of my coffee. So now we're going to do some work. So we've got our cars running, and we've got our bank running. All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go magically check out our 3 cars that we've always done. Okay. Let's go here. Probably not going to use this bank anymore. We're probably going to do it through the portal. Through the client. So we're going to grab this one. Cool. We'll go back to search. We'll grab this one, which we've always done. Cool. Go back to search, and we'll take, I want the silver BMW this time. Grab this one, look up, search, we're good. Awesome. So now we've got some transactions. If I go back to here, and if I hit refresh, now this said refresh every 15 seconds, or you can force the refresh, which I just did. We should see transactions, but you don't. And there's a reason that you don't. So don't sweat that one. Just know that it's still recording and it picked up. We're going to look at a little bit more in a few minutes. In fact, we're going to take it a little bit deeper than that. Let's go look at the loan application. Ironically, we gave Lisa some money and she's going to go crazy. So we're going to go log in as Lisa. We're going to say sign in. All right, now that Lisa has signed in, she wants to go look at a couple cars. Okay. So we're going to go to search, and I think Lisa might like the you know what, we're just gonna stick with this Audi. So here, but now she's gonna apply for a loan. Apply. Okay, give it a second. We're good. Hit OK. Awesome. Lisa just applied for that car. Not sure she'll get it, but at least she applied for it. So now what we'll do is click here. And we can go to loan status now that we're logged in as her. And we can see that her yearly income is this, 36-month loan for that amount, yada, 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 yada. That's not important. But now what we're going to do is go log out. Okay, now we're back to our normal thing. So now if you keep in mind, what I said earlier is what you could do is you really can simulate the back end for something that you have to pay, right? Like a bank or some kind of transactions like that. But now we're going to come over here. We need to sign in as Lisa over here. Okay, we click the card to sign in. Give it a second. There it goes. And again, I think the password here is go Lisa. Hit OK. All right. It says welcome, Lisa. You're in. So here's where it gets kind of fun. We're going to actually go and do some stuff. We're going to log into her checking. Remember, we gave her $1,000. Hopefully she doesn't blow it all in one place, right? But what we're going to do is click balance, and we should see that 1,000. We do. Awesome. And then what we're going to do is we need to go and make a deposit. Let's go back. Deposit. We'll give her $40. So the only thing we're doing here is simulating a true ATM. Okay. So we're going to say do another transaction. We gave her $40. Let's go ahead and withdraw $40. She put 40 in. She want 40 out. Okay. This is just doing transactions, right? So, and then from here we can say all done. And now we're going to go back to our portal. Give me 1 second to find it. Okay, our portal's here. We probably still don't see any transactions, which is fine. And again, you'll see that in a few seconds of why we don't see that. If we go here, let's look at Lisa. Go here. We could stop it, but I'm sorry. What I want to do is click on here. And notice the transaction count is 0. Okay. And that's okay. It's just because of the way that it's capturing right now. These are headless recordings. All right. And they're not available during the portal, during this part of the portal. So don't sweat that. No big deal. So what we want to do is stop them. Okay. Stop the recordings. Go ahead and stop both of them. That little window doesn't go away unless you close it. All right. And then what we want to do is close this. Now we want to go create physical recordings for these. Now, bear with me. We created a headless recording, which to me is a shell. But now what we can do is go create some actual recordings that have all of our mapping and rules. Okay, so I've had to start this one over just because I got on a call and lost where I was at, so I deleted and removed it. What we need to do now is go create some real life some real life actions that we're going to be using constantly. So let me close these. So we need to go, if you look at these again, don't forget what these are. Monitoring. Let's just close everything. We're going to go to create virtual service. We're going to call this cars record temp. Okay. This name is going to be overwritten, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. If you remember the whole list thing, this is the one that we created, right? Cars run all the time. If I click on that, it should give me my data, which is fine. It even gives me my 25 transactions. I'm going to kind of move a little bit faster because when you get through this, my data there is fine. If I look over here, I have no unmatched, which is great. My demo cars is fine. And then I'm going to say save and deploy. Okay. Oops. You can't have the same name. So let's go back. Go back. Apologize. I moved too fast, didn't I? I can change it right here. It's fine. So this is going to be cars vs run. Cars vs. We'll put spaces in run. Okay. Now I can jump back to it. And now we'll save. Okay, so now if we go look over here in our monitors or VSEs, give it a second to get there. We can see that this one's running. So now we're going to do the same thing for, now I could go test this right now, but I don't want to. We'll come back and test in a minute. What I'm going to do is go do the same one for Lisa Bank. So we'll go again, just so you can see a little bit better. We'll go to create and we'll go to virtual services. We'll call this one Lisa Temp, because again it gets renamed, it doesn't matter. And let's go next, and here I need my list. This one's gonna be Lisa Run All the Time. Right there, we need to rename it so I don't make the same mistake I did. Lisa Bank, I think I just said virtual service and run. Okay, it's fine. And that's all good. This is all the same. We're good there. I've got 6 transactions, which is fine. Next, this one is SOAP, so it knows that it's a SOAP. Technically, I think I had to pick SOAP earlier and just remembered it. That's fine. There is no data protocol because SOAP is SOAP. You'll see that with the REST and a few other things. Now here, bank demo's fine. I want to save and deploy and go. Okay. So the only thing I did was I took the headless recorders that we had before and I started a template, and with that template I just renamed it, right? That's all I really did. But if I go over here and say, go back into monitors, we go to VSEs. And now we have our 2, okay? So now let's go test them. So if I go to, where's cars demo at? Here's cars, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna log out of Lisa. I'm gonna go to search. I'm gonna pull up this. It's good. It's the right price. 3,000. 2011 car. It's only $4,000. If I go here, that still looks about right. So if we go to search, we'll try this one. That looks about right. 30,000. The VIN lookup. It's definitely still the same data. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down, and so I did this BMW because I just like the way it looks. Truthfully, I'd probably prefer this one. It's a good price. I'm going to look at it, but look, that doesn't match. That is fine. We're now using the data that service virtualization is mimicking for us. Okay, the VIN is our magic string. So let's just say, you know what, I got the VIN for you, but this data is bogus data. Okay, this data is based off of the first one, which was our default. And I think in one of the videos I pointed that out. If not, then we'll get to that later, where you can control all that. What I'm going to do now is I'm log in as Lisa. Let's say Lisa Simpson, sign in. Lisa now wants to go look at, see if she can get a car. Then you go here, auto finance. Notice none of this really matches good. That's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to apply. We're going to say, okay, we're good. And now notice I have this loan status. I can click on it. We can get here and get the details. So Citibank, Bank of America, and Chase. All right, Lisa should be doing good. We're going to log out. Probably your best buy there is maybe Chase. No, that's a high APR. Definitely Citibank, lower APR. All right, sign out, and we're good. Now let's go look at our, here, we got 38 transactions. So it's working. So our actual cars website is using our virtual service. It's not using any of its real backend. And if you notice, that backend isn't just the backend itself. It's actually hitting the loan app as well. So that's really cool. Now, what we're going to do now, of course, is test Lisa at our ATM. Now, we gave Lisa some money. Where's my ATM at? Here it is. Okay, so we're logged in as Lisa. We're going to go ahead and hit refresh. We're still using the right backend, okay, which is cool. And now what we're going to do is we want to sign in. I think I clicked the name. Yeah, okay. And let's go Lisa. I want to hit OK. I want to hit checking. I want to look at my balance. I got $1,000. Remember that. So we're going to go back. I want to deposit. I'm going to deposit 40. We'll add another transaction. I want to withdraw. Oops, sorry, I don't know what I clicked. I want to withdraw the 40 that I just stuck in, and then I'm all done. Okay, so now I give 7 transactions. So that's it. So in a nutshell, what we did was we set, let's say you'd set up some live recordings. You'd let them record for a long time, right? And then what you'd actually do is make this live, and then just let it run. And while this is running, as long as this is on, then whenever they're hitting their applications, let's close this just because it's misleading. Whenever they hit their applications right here, they're not actually hitting the back end. They're really hitting the service virtualization. So I hope all this makes sense. Now, we looked at 2 things. We looked at REST, and we looked at using SOAP. And I can also go here as well. And I don't want to get into this. We're going to get into this other video. But I can go here and get information about everything that went across, right? So we can see Lisa here. There's her password. Now, this is set up. Don't get this wrong. You can set it up where it doesn't capture passwords. Because I know that can be a PII thing. This is just a demo. But it's really cool. So hope you like this video. Hope it made sense. And I'm going to do a lot more videos. This was just more of a realistic one.